So, hi guys, welcome to Leap Room. Just a second. So, you've seen this slide for the third time. I showed it to you last week. So, I'll reiterate what the problem is. So, the problem that Leap Room is trying to solve is to help small founders all over the world find talented interns and early graduates who can help them build their business. And at the same time, we are also helping students all over the world find relevant internships for their career. So to help these founders and these students, we built a web app, a simple beta app where founders are able to find vetted interns and early graduates. And the web app was built keeping in mind that founders or companies are going to be the key users. And we are currently helping these founders hire for various roles in tech, sales, marketing, design. And we also built a small flow for students where students are able to submit their CVs and their contact information in case they are looking for jobs. So the traction that we've had in the past 2 months is this. So we are currently working with 5 clients, out of which 3 are paid, 2 are free, and 1 payment has been received. We've had 30 plus founder signups, out of which there are founders who are bootstrapped, founders who have raised VC funds. We've had 70 plus student signups, including students from USA, France, Nigeria, India. So currently, we are working with 5 clients, but I also had 2 other clients. Unfortunately, they had some issues internally in their own companies. So in total, over the last few weeks, I have helped hiring for 31 roles, for which I've received 3,000 plus applicants. So, for example, this founder hired for 1 role, this guy hired for 6 interns. This has been done. This is ongoing where he's hiring for 3 interns. This guy, he's my biggest client. He's given me 14 intern positions. James is also my current client. He's hiring for 3 interns. And these 2 founders, I helped them find candidates, but they had some internal company decisions for which they decided not to hire interns. So the interesting thing is that even though Ankush did not hire an intern, he still complimented our platform, and he said that he will reach out to us again. So it was unfortunate because he decided not to work with interns. I mean, you all know it's a very difficult market for hiring. And other than that, Ashni, whom I helped hire 6 interns, he gave me a very good recommendation. And even Prince, whom I helped land an internship, he was also very grateful for the opportunity. So in terms of community, in the past 3 weeks, I built a 350 plus WhatsApp group of students who are looking for internships. I have also tied up with colleges. I've tied up with IIT Bombay, which is India's #1 engineering college. I've tied up with Emory University, which is a top 30 US university. And I also sponsored an event, a tech event at Cornell University, which helped me get CVs of students from Cornell University as well. So in terms of socials, it was a good month. I gained around 102 followers on Twitter, 507 followers on Instagram, 541 followers on LinkedIn, and I also started the company account for Leap Room, and we got like 2,600 followers in just 3 weeks. So it just goes to show how much interest students have in landing in landing internships and jobs. So this is my dream project right now. I'm working on my podcast. So I was doing a user interview for Leap Room last month, and then I happened to talk to Charles, and I connected with him a lot. So I'm bringing him as my first guest on my podcast. My setup is ready. I just need to get my camcorder, and all the other things have been bought, lights and everything else. So hopefully the teaser will come this week, and I start shooting the episode next week. So now this is an interesting thing that happened. So as I said, I was working on sourcing candidates for 31 roles in the past 3 weeks. And what was happening was I had to manually screen 3,000 resumes in 2 weeks. I actually spent 60 hours just to go through each resume, and then I had to do technical screening. I had to do interviews. So this was taking up a lot of my time. And then I figured, why can't I just do this with AI? So I asked my recruiter friends, because I've been working as a freelance recruiter for some time. And they told me that, yeah, you can easily do this with AI. So the two questions that I faced during this phase was, will recruiters, are most recruiters facing this problem, and can we really solve this with AI? So we now have a new ICP, which is Toby, a global recruiters. I don't know if you've seen The Office, but he's the guy who's pretty much hated. So we are now trying to solve a new problem for recruiters. And so in order to understand whether this can be an opportunity, I started doing some user interviews. I spoke to some big people in corporates. I spoke to Puneet, he's the vice president global talent at PayPal. I spoke to Martina, she works as the global talent head at Basis, who have just recently raised $25 million. Michael runs a successful agency for sports tech hiring, and I have more user interviews scheduled. So basically, these people gave me insights on how to build an AI product which can help in reducing this screening problem, which not only me, but many recruiters are also facing. So, in the past 3 weeks, I actually got a great chance to look into a lot of AI tools and got some good AI ideas. And currently, we have decided that if we proceed to the next phase, we are going to build an AI technical screening tool in the MVP and an AI team building tool in the MVP. So this way, what we can do is we can help recruiters and founders who are looking to hire. We can help them save a lot of time that they usually waste in screening these applications and resumes. And the plan for the product post MVP is to build an AI resume parser and an AI soft skill screening tool, and also to build ATS integrations and payroll integrations into all of this. So these ideas for the product, I'm getting this by talking to users. And for example, last week I spoke to Puneet. He told me to build a three-layered screening AI tool. I spoke to Martina. She told me to build a soft skills tool using a framework in HR. So they are helping me with their products. I'm talking to users every week. I am going to talk to more HR people and more founders to figure out how to integrate AI into the platform. Basically, I just like to say that now going forward, Leap Room AI is going to help founders and recruiters hire the right talent. So I'm emphasizing on the word right talent because it's currently whatever products are there out in the market. Sure, they will help you find talent, but what matters is, are you hiring the right person for the right role? So as you can see, I've gained, my testimonial suggests that I emphasize a lot on ensuring that every founder or company gets the right person for the role. And my path going forward is to ensure that this happens at scale with the help of AI. So why Leap Room? Well, currently we are competing against job boards, LinkedIn, and virtualinternships.com specifically. And none of these other platforms have any AI screening abilities yet. They are not giving any recommendations based on which candidate is good for the role, which is not. They are not even giving any custom or tailor-made hiring strategies. All of these things we are doing in LeapRoom. Again, as I said, this is only to ensure that founders and companies hire the right people and they don't end up making hiring mistakes. Future plans, the plans is to increase our wait list by doing some cold outreach. I also want to tie up with more universities so that I have a good talent pipeline, especially in the US. I think it's easier here in India, but the US is a tough market, and I want to ensure that I tie up with more universities in the US. In terms of growth, I'm planning a podcast and I'm already posting content on Twitter. And once the MVP is live, my plan is to start posting content on LinkedIn as well. In terms of OKRs, the things that I'm going to measure and look forward to increasing our user interviews, because this is something that is giving me a lot of insights into how to build the product. I like talking to users. I'm also looking at total roles hired because it gives me good motivation that, hey, I know that I got X number of students placed and got them internships. And I'm also looking at the number of founders and recruiters onboarded into the web app. And finally, I'm going to look at MR. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sachin. Great presentation. You said it's going to be long, but it was like a normal one.
I was seeing things fast. It was 15 slides.
Yeah, it seems like you've been talking a lot over the last time, like universities, students, employers, HRs, and that's great that
Yeah.
you came up with a new problem, but you turned it into a new ICP, like a new
Mm.
feature that users can pay for. And are you gonna make it also like a paid feature that's AI screening tool for the HRs?
Yes. So what I'm thinking of is right now my target is to take my current founder and recruiter waiting list is at 30. So I want to take it up to 100 as fast as possible, because one thing I've learned from D2C marketing is that, when you build a website, it's good to show logos, companies, 100 companies that are working with Leaproom. So that is something that I'm targeting. So the current goal is to have a free plan where I let them access the AI tools for just one job. And then, as I said, like, people are reaching out for more roles to me. Like Abhay, for example, I gave him candidates for one role. After that, he told me I want 30 more interns. So just getting them one free job post, interns for one free job post, unlocks the opportunities for me, and I get a foot in the door, and then I'm able to help them hire for other roles as well.
Yeah, makes sense. And where do you put it into your roadmap, this feature? Oh, it was in post MVP, right?
Yeah, so currently, what is being planned is I'm going to build so there are three layers of screening here. One is you screen the resumes, then you screen based on technical skills, then you screen on based on soft skills, and then there's a fourth layer which you probably do for enterprise companies only, which is manual screening. Right now, I'm not going after enterprise because that's a much tougher market. I'm going after small and mid-sized companies only. So right now, in the MVP phase, we are going to do the second level layer of screening, which is technical screening. It's slightly easier. And then after the MVP is done, we'll probably build the AI resumes parser and the AI soft skill screening.
Okay, and regarding your strategy in terms of users acquisition, so you have different users like the employers, interns, now you have HRs, and who is the most difficult to reach out and get on board?
So I think in terms, the US talent is the most difficult, because right now it's very easy for me to get talent people from Nigeria, from India. So US talent is harder. Actually, it's easy for me to get clients in the US. It's harder for me to find talent in the US, because especially students and all, they are there in the university. So that is why I'm preferring the university approach, where I tie up with the director of recruitment or such kind of people, and whenever I get a job position, I just give them a mail that, hey, this is an internship. The founder wants somebody in the US. If this is of interest to your student body, just forward it. So this is the strategy that I'm planning.
Yeah, and Chris here in the comments on the YouTube suggests you some cool idea. He says that most of the universities have their own podcasts, and typically they struggle getting cool external guests on board. So maybe you can join their podcast as a cool guest, external guest, promoting your app and
I,
giving the access to the students'
I
ears.
think I'd be honored to do that. I mean, I'd be pretty honored to do that. If they have podcasts, I'd definitely love to do that.
Yeah, I just researched because also Chris adds here that starting and growing your own podcast, uh, yeah, to having something tangible impact will take a lot of time. So maybe it will be a good way to start off, going to those podcasts. Also,
Makes sense, makes sense.
Anastasia from your team left a comment that sounds really great. Tyler said that the best tools are made by the people who need them. So you're kind of user of your own app, and
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
can
I wasted
analyze.
1 week of my time just to go through 3,000 resumes. I was like, I'm not doing this again. If even I'm going to build an AI tool for myself. Like, I'm not going to let other people face the situation that I faced.
Yeah, but that's for you as a founder, that's actually a good problem, having
Yeah.
so many CVs
Yeah.
to review. And one more point to Chris. So I support Chris' idea for going to the university podcast. I remember you were posting on Twitter that you need new camera to start your podcast. So that's kind of
Yes.
blocker for you right now.
My camera, I mean, apparently all DSLR cameras have a 30-minute timer for live streaming. So I have to get a camcorder. So it's a pain in the, what can I do?
Yeah, so going to the university podcast, you don't need your own camera and microphone and whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Chris also said, no needs new camera, use your laptop. All right. Thank you, Sachin. I
Thank you.
think
Thank
you were the first who mentioned the paid customers, or
you.
because I heard the strategy for converting the users to paying users for the latter stages, but you managed to do it on this very like beta stage, and that's great. As far as I know,
Thank
you've
you.
been talking to those companies even before you had a product. So can't imagine what's coming next because
Thank you.
progress is going. So hopefully your results will be growing as well.
Thank you.
Right. I don't see any other questions in the chat on YouTube. So I suppose that everyone asked whatever they wanted. And thank you guys a lot. Congrats with completing this small stage. It's still the beginning, don't forget it. And the next stage is going to be accelerator. And tomorrow during the day, our team will get in touch with everyone talking about the plans. But anyway, whatever we suggest you to do next, we're not saying you goodbye. So we'll be keep in touch with all of you, and you all have done a great job so far, really amazing job. And that's the way how we think all the other founders should come to us on boards, like going through this, building public, through this, all the stuff that you've gone through. And that's great. So Tyler also saying thanks to everyone for sharing and keep pushing. Yes. So thank you, everyone. And I don't know when will be the next time we meet here in public, but we're everyone on Twitter. So we'll let people know when is the next time, and hopefully see you soon again. Thank you, everyone, and have a great week.